Welcome to the Help Oneself Concert Showcase. My name is Mother Prophet. I will be your host for the evening. I know, 2020 has been the roughest year, the most difficult, the most stressful year that we all face. You're not alone, trust me. I know New Year's Eve, what we gonna do? We can't go out, we can't go see the ball drop. We're all home, so here we are. Help Oneself Concert Showcase, we will be giving you entertainment, music, knowledge, community, all from 2020 into 2021. Wait, y'all ready? What? Is y'all ready? Come on.
Put your hands together and show your love for the one and the only.
We all know how important love is, especially after this year. But the most important love is self-love. To start the show, we're going to start with Triple O. Please give your undivided attention to Triple O as he takes you down a entertainment journey of self-love that you may need.
Let me rhyme in a deliberate way as I partake in a partay with the nouns and assimilates. I assimilate to annihilate, part ways the apartheid realign, so we separate. Sin to the side, not a game of an arcade. Wait on the Lord like Alfred, I've been my Cain in Wayne manner. But only one matters a night, enter the faith, so he is a playmaker. Better life for your rice to the baker. Work by the cane, body the undertaker. My desire is how you living, you can't break us. Praying on our knees, son, never to be taken. Apparatus, 8 bars upon bars, what a collage. Pick stitch shocking, the king is in charge, stay covered. Let the flow preside bars, keep running. I'm a rep hard, I'm a rep to the end. I'm a rep hard, I'm a rep to the end. Tell him again, Jesus wins. Tell him again then. No need to pretend. Ooh, no, born with a face, so we started again. 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 Push facts to the masses, max this. Around the world flow so globe like an atlas, do a backspin. Truth in the manner as a matter of fact, we don't stand for the acting. Better attack the lies back with a passion. Crash with a captain, no longer trapped in sin like a vacuum bin. Because it was me he was rescued in. Church talk, but the flow's intense. But we don't claim to be the perfect men. Last night I cried tears when I messed up hard and I had no guts to repent. Waste man, their thoughts exactly. Every right to hate me, but where lust broke me, grace saved me. I'm a rep hard, I'm a rep to the end. I'm a rep hard, I'm a rep to the end. Tell him again, Jesus wins. Tell him again then. No need to pretend. Ooh, no, born with a face, so we started again. 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 I'll be telling everybody who be listening to the truth that we keep on delivering. Struggling with sin, but you weren't ready for medicine. So evidence of your benevolence. Tougher than the sediment, your regiment got me acting in diligence. Like 10 brain got me killing sin. And even though I'm a sin again, you send me grace, a bit of a friend. Keep me going to the very end. You will never leave me, never forsake me. So I ready, I persevere to the very end. Even when it's severe, but coming to the very end. Alpha and Omega, start to the end. I can see your trend, see you win with the living king. See you for your glory, I'm telling everybody your story. So you were defeated when you was up in the very end.
I will tell them what they need to hear. We won't sit around and wait in fear. What you know about me? Yeah, it's His love that found me. So I tell him, never gonna hide from thee. In the way you died for me, so you're gonna help me breathe. You can never let me leave. Even in the night I scream with a heart so dark when you open me. Restart so I know hope and see. Wait for my daddy on time when I'm telling everybody, make you know, you keep me. I'm a rep hard, I'm a rep to the end. I'm a rep hard, I'm a rep to the end. Tell him again, Jesus wins. Tell him again then. No need to pretend. Ooh, no, born with a face, so we started again. So we started again. So we started
start it again.
I'ma rip hard, I'ma rip to the end. I'ma rip hard, I'ma rip to the end. Tell him again, Jesus wins. Tell him again then. Nah, 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 no need to pretend. Ooh, nah, nah, nah. Now roll with the pace, so we start it again. 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 Oh yeah.
Whatever your mental attitude is, has a lot to do with what you're going to be and how successful you are in your efforts. In other words, if you think you are a grasshopper, that's exactly what you are. If you think you are too weak, you are too weak. If you anticipate failure, believe me, you're gonna fail.
I know it may be a little difficult to speak about love, or maybe you're not comfortable speaking about love. So tap in and help oneself, as my brother Martin Soares of the Village has an empowering dialogue with Aquarius about self-love.
All right, I'm here with my man, my brother, Mr. Aquarius, a poet, a speaker, a strategist, an organizer, a lover, in terms of a lover's ambition. Can you start by kind of just unpacking that term for me?
It definitely. So first off, Martin, thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to contribute to such a lovely platform that's about building community, especially when the focus for this particular project is on just self-love, self-worth, self-reflection, self-recovery. It's very necessary. So thank you for that. You know, a lover's ambition was a phrase that came to mind after seeing Brian Michael Cox is a Grammy Award-winning producer, his Instagram. On his Instagram, it said, "A lover of all things that is love." And from there, it's like God hit me in the heart, and a lover's ambition to mind, just a lover's ambition. I didn't know what to do with it. I just got a Tumblr, started just sharing things that I resonated with. So we know Tumblr back in the day, 2010, you know, reblogging stuff. That's really it. And the first definition that came to mind was the determination and will to succeed at whatever it is we love to do in life. A lover's ambition. That's simple. You know, whatever it is we love to do, whether it's playing basketball or being a designer or building houses, whatever it is, we can all have a lover's ambition to do that particular activity, skill, passion. So that's why it's continued to stay with me to this day.
What has your journey of self-love looked like?
Creating some sense of belief and confidence in self, you know, and then I unpack that, like, where does that come from, that sense of belief? You know, it starts off with discovery, right? Just sometimes we have to wander, see what we like, what are we passionate about, just discover, what do we resonate with, what do we like, why do we like it, what do we not like, why don't we like it? And really being, in a way, you know, this can be taken as, you know, not so good, but self-critical as well, like critiquing ourselves and saying, all right, you know, how do I feel about this? How does this, you know, make me feel? What is my intuition telling me? So a lot of it for me is self-awareness. And one of your other pillars, as you mentioned, is self-reflection. You know, that's a large part of it. Just like we have to tap in. I know you're just as ambitious as I am. Like, yo, when it's time to tap in, we tap in. We also have to know when to tap out. Like, for me in December, I'm learning. Last year, I kind of felt this way. This year, I felt this way. Like, my energy isn't as high as it usually is, you know, within the prior 11 months. So I'm learning, wow, I think December may be my tap out month, where I'm not on social as much. I'm still learning, still thinking, but I'm not sharing as much, right? Because it's like time for me to reflect, like literally, like, you know, the seasons, 4 seasons, bears tend to hibernate. You know, we go in the winter. That's really how I'm feeling. We don't see the sun as much. So I'm like, let me use this moment just as an opportunity to tap out, reflect, re-energize, reinvigorate, and get prepared for the year ahead.
Why is it hard for people to really achieve self love?
I think society can be such a distraction at times, where we look at society and we just throw ourselves in the center of, oh, this person is stronger, this person looks better, this person's taller, this person has more money. And that creates confusion and complexity. And this goes back to knowing when to tap out, is understanding that this all exists, right? It all exists. However, where do we fit into this world, this universe, right? Because we don't have to be caught up into the madness, you know? As I'm learning about myself as well, a theme for me right now is love over lust, right? On the outside, things may look so appealing, so attractive, right? We are fascinated with what we see, the images, like we're overwhelmed, literally. And I'm like, there has to be more than this, right? So a theme for me literally right now is don't feed into the flesh, love over lust. And it's challenging. We all know that's challenging, but that's just what's on my mind right now.
What's the best way universally to just get started in terms of helping oneself?
I would say just listen to ourselves, that voice inside that tends to get drowned out by, again, society, media, our families, right? There are times where our own parents, right? Our cousins, our sisters, our brothers may drown that internal message out and we can't even find it, right? So we're living, you know, according to everyone else's life that we can't even find our own message. So it's like, make time to just dig and listen. You know what resonates with us. Just listen to the universe, create spaces where it's just silence, right? I know some people may consider themselves extroverts, some people may consider themselves introverts. Find out why do you want to be so social? Why do you feel the need to be around other people? You know, it's really unpacking our existence. I think that for me is the start. Unpack our existence. Why do we do what we do?
Why is it important to have self love as a resource or as something that you can fall back on?
I believe that we define our own success. And after this thought I had, I literally redefined my definition of success, right? So I forget where the genesis of this came from. It's somewhere on my phone. However, I do remember that my redefinition of success is the realization of our capabilities.
Hmm.
That's really it.
Just the realization.
The realization of our capabilities. So it's like, we have to slowly realize what we are capable of. You know this better than I do. If we're on the court shooting, what are we capable of? Through practice. Oh, I know I can hit 10 in a row now. I'm capable of that. How do we take that to the next level? So we're literally redefining success. I made the JV team, redefining. I made the varsity team. So the progression of life is a constant redefinition of success through realizing what we are capable of. Like, yo, just one question at a time. Like, you didn't think you could do that? Now you can do that. Go to the next one, right? So that's kind of how I see not only the redefinition of success, but also, self-love, like realizing that we are capable. Let's do it.
How did you find out that you were capable?
I have to thank my parents, of course, because they also allowed me the room and flexibility to explore, going through wanting to build and being an architect, be a construction worker, engineer, drop classes at Middlesex County College because I don't want to do that anymore, right? Audio engineering, going through my sports phase, just going through all these phases, gradually and progressively helped me to learn about myself and what I enjoy, what I don't enjoy. And that's what has helped me to become the person that I am today. There are people out there suffering right now internally who know that they love to just draw, or they love to recycle, right? But for some reason, their family tells them that you can't make a living off that, find something else, right? And the beautiful thing, I believe, about the world that we live in today is we can find a way to make a living off of what we love to do. And this ties all the way back to a lover's ambition, the will and determination to succeed at what we love to do in life. Like, that's it for me.
This is help oneself, man. I hope someone is able to hear this and take from it, and in whatever area it is that they're able to apply that lover's ambition in a genuine and passionate way. So, bro, always love, man. Really appreciate you, man.
Yo, facts, man. I appreciate it. Like, literally, because of you, you just got me in a state of flow. I wasn't expecting this to come out, but because of you, I have to thank you for creating this opportunity in this moment for magic to happen. So thank you very much, Martin.
Hey, yo, pardon my aggression, but get out of here, 2020, you heard? Respectfully.
Are you who you need you to be right now? How are you taking care of your soul? Are you attracting or rejecting the things that weigh you down? What do you need to feel complete? To be complete? Are the struggles that you're facing attributing to you building strength, or just a signal at your own misdirection? Where are you going? Are you listening? Can your soul survive? Can your soul thrive in the way that you're living right now? The quality of the questions that we ask ourselves determine the quality of the experience we create for ourselves. And I think you need answers.
I'm gonna lay down my burdens down by the riverside, down by the riverside, whoa, down by the riverside. I'm gonna lay down my burdens down by the riverside, but study what I'm not gonna study 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 one, no more. Come on now. I'm gonna lay down my burdens down by the riverside, way down by the riverside, down by the riverside. I'm gonna lay down my burdens, yeah, yeah, down by the riverside. Study walk no more. Said I ain't gonna put on my long white robe. No, 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 no more. It's the mindfulness for me.
Y'all ready for the rest of the show? Everybody see yeah. I say you ready for the rest of the show? Everybody see yeah.
So I like what I see when I'm looking at you when I'm walking past the mirror. Don't stress through the night at a time and my life ain't worry about if you feel it. Got my head on straight, I got the vibe right, I ain't gonna let you kill it. See, I would change my life just.
Self-reflection, the meaning is in the message. 3 sides to every story, and I see your view in perspective. Self-reflection, yeah. Oh. See, self-reflection is not about the mirror. It's not about what you see. It's about what you know about you that you can't see. 2020, we all had to self-reflect, even if we're not aware of what it is. But deep down, we know the meaning is in the message. But now, I just want you to tap in to the one and only Brandy Penix, as she will show you a different meaning of self-reflection.
Hi, my name is Brandy Penix, and I am a professional dancer. And the dance that I created is called Evol Inola, and it's basically love alone backwards. At the time when I created this dance, I felt really disconnected with my body. Because of the pandemic, I wasn't in the studio, I wasn't dancing as much, so I felt like my artistry was just going downhill. And I really needed to just feel something again. I needed to feel alive. So I told my dad, we're gonna go out into Princeton, into the woods, and I'm just gonna play this song and you're just gonna record me and I'm just gonna freestyle. And while I was dancing, I felt free. I felt like an energy burst that I had been waiting for, and it gave me that burst to just keep going and keep living and keep doing my passion, which is dance. So I really hope you enjoy this dance that I created, and thank you.
Now, here is a word from the Pink and Sip cast about self-reflection. Keep tapping in.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome to Pink and Sip, the cultured and very millennial twist on your average talk show. I'm your girl, Christina, and this is a very special episode because we are coming through on New Year's Eve, bringing y'all some dope content, a great conversation. So we're going to get into the deep dive very soon, but I want to introduce our Pink mates, if you don't know already. We have Amina, Brittany, Kyrie, Munir, Mariah, and Ernie. How y'all doing today? How y'all doing? It's New Year's Eve. What's up?
Girl, I'm living my best life. I cannot wait for 2021 because 2020 was trash. Low key.
Basura.
Basura. Waiting on that food, you feel me?
Heavy on it. Oh my God.
All right, I hope that all of y'all are doing good out there. So we're going to get into the deep dive, which is a segment on our show. Today we're going to be talking about self-reflection and what that really means. So let me open up the conversation with, when was the last time you checked yourself?
This week.
Right now.
Always checking myself. Because listen, I gotta learn about myself in order to be able to interact with other people. Period.
I've been checking myself since last year. You feel me? Just because like things really took a drastic change last year for me, in the sense of like changing friends and looking at things differently and approaching things differently and being more committed to my craft. So move with the painter hat. Come on, Picasso.
I'm about to walk into a masterpiece called 2021. You
There
heard?
we go. Let's go with the bars. The rappers, man.
I don't really remember the last time I had to check myself because I keep myself in check so I don't have to check myself. Just like how Amina says she does it every day. Like I just kind of, every time I have moments to myself, like I'm reflecting, like whether it be like walking somewhere, I have like a journal. It's actually a book. It's considered like a self-help book. It's called Where You Are Now. And it's a book with different prompts on each page, and you write on each page according to what it's asking. So I pretty much keep myself like in check.
Ree, how do you check yourself?
I actually was just about to say I usually don't, and up until recently, to be honest with you. I feel like, as y'all know, I messed up my leg, so I haven't been going nowhere. So I have a lot of time on my hands. So as of recently, I think I have been checking myself on being less selfish. I'm gonna keep it 100. I could be real selfish at times. You feel me? I think that not in like a rude way, but just genuinely trying to, just be more caring and just being there for people and recognize when people need me to be there for them.
I know a few of us have different methods on how we heal or how we meditate or how, we stay in check with our chi, our zen. Ernie, do you have any methods to stay cool?
Oh, thanks. Throw it to the witch. Of course. So first of all, for meditation, I like to do tapping with natural oils. And if you don't know what tapping is, then you should probably look it up. It's sort of kind of like a rhythm. So you can tap like your chest, your head, and it's very soothing. I usually do it with lavender oil just because that's soothing in general and very calm. I also have crystals. So I speak to my crystals and I pray with my crystals. And I know for some people that might be very hard to understand, but I always keep them near me. I never show them to anyone. I have them in like a green velvet little pouch, but I also have bigger crystals around me, and I don't let anyone near them because I don't want that kind of energy blockage my way. So yeah, those are some kind of ways that I take into account when healing.
For me, something that I had to check myself on, I had to learn how to let it go. Stop holding on to the past. And with that, I started meditating, which helped me just get outside of my own head. I'll be talking to myself, resolving the issue myself, but I'm making up scenarios. I'm not really talking to the person I have an issue with. If I feel like I'm waking up in the day and I got that bad energy going, I'll go grab my sage and be like, leave me alone for like 5 minutes. I gotta go fix my energy because I don't want my bad day to rub off on my daughter or anything like that. So I try and cleanse my energy and just deal with what I got going on personally before I start my day.
And Brittany, I love the point that you brought up about having kind of like that conversation with yourself, like speaking with yourself and trying to figure out those kind of solutions. Because I think that's one of the greatest ways to self-reflect. And I'm actually getting to the point where I notice things about myself and write them down even in my notes. And then when I get home, I kind of just think about it for a few days because I know that I process different than other people. So I got to come back to it then afterwards and be like, okay, now that I process, what can I apply? Like, how can I move forward with this?
One thing that I learned in college from one of my friends, he does, practices like African spirituality stuff, and he taught me how to like sit and how to really meditate and like the purpose of it. And it's along the lines of what Ernie and Brittany says, like you use the breathing exercises to really replay what your day was like. See how your day was like outside of yourself so that you can see what you did. And use that time to really reflect on what you could have done differently, some things that you may have saw, something that you may have subconsciously took on that really wasn't there, like a day for you to really, a time for you to really reflect. And I started to do that, and I realized that I was a lot less anxious. I was a lot less, in my feelings or super conscious of how I was showing up in places, because I was like daily, like sitting, meditating for like hours at a time just to see what happened so I can know what to do differently. But journaling and prayer and talking to God, all that stuff kind of just levels me out all the time.
Yes, and let's normalize therapy, please.
Yes.
Okay. I definitely got into therapy this year after waiting for years and years and acting like I was good. This year definitely set everybody back to realize some things that needed to get done and some things that we need to look past. Speaking to Brittany's point as well, not to dwell. That's one of the things I definitely learned and focused on. So I've been reading more. There's therapy and there's meditation and learning about other things as well. Taking your mind off of the things that you know you have to focus on a regular basis.
Well, for my fellas this specifically for my fellas and people who don't like to read and, meditate and whatnot, play your game, man. Play your video game. I'm gonna keep it a buck. It's really a stress reliever if you think about it. Like, I play the game, I don't care about what nobody doing.
It's crazy. It's
regardless, but it don't gotta be, you know what I'm saying? Even if it's a game on your phone. I used to play games on my phone all the time. Like hours. You'd be like,
you know what's funny?
You got the PS5,
just give yourself a certain amount of time a day to just relax and just not worry about nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though a lot of the time we always on the go, hustling, grinding, work, whatever we doing, you gotta give yourself that hour, that 30 minutes a day, whatever amount of time it is, just to worry about nothing, maybe do nothing, or just do something that you have fun doing, or is in your leisure time. I think don't point that down. Don't point the playing video games down. Don't let nobody point it down for you. You know what I'm saying? If that's what you like to do, that's what you want to get into, do your thing.
Yes, the games can definitely be therapeutic. I know I used to play games growing up. Now I stick to Sims.
That's a game.
Yes, Christina. Yes, I love The Sims.
Yes, I be, creating my entire family, career, got kids, all that.
Right.
But yeah, whether you're playing video games or you're just meditating or you're just giving yourself a spa day, make sure that you take time out to reflect on yourself every single day in some way, shape, or form. Thank you guys so much for tuning in for a segment with Pink and Sip. I hope that you guys are here for 2021 for season 2. And yeah, we'll catch you on the next one. Peace. You're looking for something sweet, and we've got just the flavor you need. We offer creative marketing, branding, video production, event planning, creating vibrant content and unforgettable experiences that can be both impactful and beneficial for you and your brand. Using your story to reach people all over the world. PYNK Lemonade. It's sweeter with us.
It's important to make sure that we're encouraging each other and uplifting one another and speaking life over one another, because life and death are in the power of the tongue. We have to work really hard to resist the poisoning of our minds by the spirit of fear that is in this atmosphere that we're living in.
What better way to learn about recovery than someone who had to self-recover themselves? Here we are, More Life Recovery Center, where we're gonna speak to the owner, Stephen Barone, about his self-recovery and now how he is now the owner of a recovery center, giving back and helping others do the same. Come on. You may feel like you can't recover from, situations, but when you're hurt, injured, that's when you recover.
Yeah, I'm Steve Barone from Edison, New Jersey. I opened up More Life Recovery Center alongside two of my great friends and a good group of people. Really wanted to service the community, come back, help out where I damaged so much, what I'm sure we'll hear a little bit about. I really did some toxicity to this community, and now I'm just here giving back, man. I wanted to come back from a long journey in Florida. Opened up 10 facilities nationally. Was a part of a larger conglomerate and decided to amicably part ways with them and then come and really follow my vision with my best friend Joe, who's also long-term in recovery, so it's pretty cool.
So for those who who is not familiar with the recovery center, how long have you guys been running?
So we've been open for about 6 months now. We're an intensive outpatient center. So we offer intensive outpatient services, individual therapy, group therapy. We work with a couple local sober homes and religious retreats in the area to help, those other hours when they're out from here. We have great communication with them, helping them get guided and rooted and really setting the foundation up for them to move on. We have day and nighttime groups as well so people can get jobs, because I encourage people to get jobs. I want people to work. You need to build the self-esteem. You need to be able to fit like a balance of recovery and then life. We'll go back to the life. And how do you do that, man? And how do you get that? So it's our job as medical professionals to help these people, regardless of the situation, man. Like, you got to help these people figure it out. Because they ended up here. Why? Because they had a problem. They couldn't figure it out themselves.
During your recovery, what was the hardest aspect to get over, obstacle?
The hardest obstacle was not knowing how to live life fully, the basics. It's like growing up, these basic things like that your parents teach you, or a mentor teaches you, or somebody who's bringing you up will guide you to how to wash your clothes. My mother did these things, but through my drug addiction, you lose that self that you once were. You know what I mean? You turn into this different person. The disease of addiction is real. I had to really process how to live again, how to actually be a normal person without the use of drugs. You know what I mean?
And has there been any influential people that's been able to assist you on your recovery?
100%. So I was a big advocate in Narcotics Anonymous and Alcoholics Anonymous for 6 years of my journey. So I loved those fellowships. For me, I ended up leaving those fellowships. It's not like leaving, you just kind of exit on your own process. Like, they give you the ability to live outside of those Narcotics Anonymous groups and anonymous groups. So I decided to go out. So I had a couple sponsors, a guy by the name of Nick. He really helped me, man, really made me understand who I was and really guided me. And some people early on, and then mentors like my brother and my business partner, Kenny. A lot of just great people that I've come across that were similar to me, no college degrees, kind of just wanted to really grind, hustle, and live the life that they were trying to live and accomplished it, right? And then the purity within themselves, you saw it through every avenue of their life. It wasn't just because they were successful businessmen, they were successful people. It was great, man. Just surrounding myself with people and knowing the knuckleheads. I still have a group of knuckleheads. I love the knuckleheads. You reach out to the knuckleheads, you show support, you lend an arm. But if I want to be surrounded with people that are, doing what I want to be doing, I need to be surrounded by those people. And they have those same opportunities, whether they take advantage of it or not. It's up to them.
For someone, like a knucklehead, what would you say to them when they're just they feel hopeless? They're trying to recover, but it's just hard for them to get past that point of believing in themselves to recover.
For me, listen. Steve Barone, me, myself, as a person, I get confused. I get easily influenced, right? Steve Barone that has a spiritual sense to him that allows God, I'm a Christian, so I believe in God, but it's a God of your understanding, whatever it may be, whatever that's out there, you know what I mean? So once I let that Steve Barone in, that's where the hope comes in. That's where you get gassed up about. That's where you see next person. I'm a kid that I was living in a shed. You know what I mean? I lived in a shed with another man who works here now. He's clean too. that process of like realizing that I just had to get up, because I had, not that I didn't have anybody, but everybody, I already had robbed everybody, stole from everybody, physically, mentally, spiritually abused everybody, so they were done with me. And then it was like, so how do I get out of this? And it was, keeping that faith, man. It was a lot of faith, a lot of internal work. You could talk about it. If you're willing to take that action, you'll be okay. If you're not willing to take the action, I mean, you're gonna sit here stuck, man. I'm a realist, in my belief, and I tell my clients here too, like, I'm not here to babysit you. I'm here to show you that, like, this is possible, because I'm no different than them. One decision, one bad decision away from being back in the other side of the seat, right?
I believe, sometimes in just attempting to recover, you don't know you need to recover, Yeah. It's like, so when did you know, like, you needed to recover?
So I was in a police officer's, ex-police officer's house, and I was using with his son. And I overdosed in his bathroom while they fell asleep, because, like, I was the addict that used until there was no more. And so my two boys had fell asleep. They're both clean now too, God bless. I'm in the shower. Next thing you know, I used my last bag, overdose, fall out in the shower. It's like a stand-up shower because it's in the basement apartment, you know what I mean? There's a drain on the floor. So when I fell out, the drain imprint on my butt cheek, is huge. I'm feeling it. I'm throwing up, puking, you know what I mean? And it's a stand-up shower. So it starts draining. The smell becomes larger, and I wake up somehow. I think the smell of the odor woke me up. And when I woke up from that second, I remember thinking first, oh my God, I'm in a police officer's house. I have to clean up this mess. I'm gonna get arrested. Turn on my phone. My mom sends me the name of 2 rehabs. God did for me what I couldn't do for myself. And that obstacle right there just said, that's it, dude. I haven't been to a rehab since. I went, that was February 23rd, 2014. It's almost coming up on 7 years, right? That's full time. It's just like 7 years of being productive. Like, right, because, like, there's no recovery that is the same. There's no self-recovery that's the same. There's no ability to tell you you're wrong for doing it this way, or you're wrong for doing it this way, or, like, everybody has their own internal journey, right? There's no 2 genetics that are the same in anyone, period. So how could 2 recoveries be the same? How can you even compare? So everybody has their own individualized journey and what that journey is for you, right? So, like, this next part of, like, my journey is, like, that journey of finding that internal peace and happiness. I was just talking about in the holiday season, right? There's this song, my mom plays it, and it's talking about, like, this village, right? And this little kid, he's trying to, they're like, yo, nobody's going to get Christmas gifts. Nobody's going to be able to eat. And they can't eat, this whole entire village, right, in the middle of Spain. And they're like, this whole village is going to starve for Christmas. So this kid is like, I got to figure out how to feed the village, right? And he's like, yo, you got to go up this big hill, this guy tells him. And he's like, okay, I need a donkey. So he gets a donkey. And then the donkey runs out of energy, right? So now he's pushing on the way up to the hill. So now he's pushing, and he's like, I got to make it up the hill. I got to make it up the hill. And when he gets up to the hill, he said he's seen a light. And the light dropped a whole bunch of fruit and a carriage. And he pushed all the way up that hill to get to the fruit, like the fruits of your labor. You know what I'm saying? No matter what, he did it. And then what he did was he gave it back so freely, what was so given to him here. And he did whatever it took, right? The impossible, a little kid with a big donkey and this big hill. But there was fruit for the village. Perception of, like, how you can get things done. And, like, I just told the story before this.
Wow, that's a beautiful,
And something my mom told me. And that was the way my mom was.
So in 2020, I know it's been a year for all of us, up and down for all of us. How was it for you?
A blessing and a lot of learning. Recovery is not perfect. You're not perfect when you're in recovery. So, like, a lot of wreckage of my past, man, popped up, and I decided to, like, get honest with, she's still my wife, soon to be ex-wife, you know what I mean? And then, like, figuring out that process of, like, righting your wrongs, what's important, not having it, like, I got out of the streets, so now I have to do this no more. I'm done doing that. That's part of my self-recovery, right? I was in the streets for so long doing this that it drove me crazy. So now at this point in my life, I hit 30 years old, and some realizations came out, and some things happened, and some realness came out of me. They're like, it's okay to make mistakes. But if I continuously make the mistakes, then I'm finally, that's when I have to take a look. And when I was continuing that pattern, just have to get honest about some things, man. So it's hard through the pandemic, through things, and like, yo, you have to get honest and realize like that's how you get to the other side. Walking through that fear, walking through that adversity, walking through where you have to, because like at the end of the day, Steve got to love Steve, and also have to have the ability to be able to love other people, regardless of one situation, which is hard because I love that person and I love my kids because they have kids involved now too, right? So now you have to do the right thing and realizing that like no matter what happens, you got to continue to wake up, be productive, love yourself, thank God, and continue to like move on this journey, man. Like continue every single day, dude. And it's hard sometimes, yo. And sometimes I can't do it by myself, and sometimes I need to reach out to those mentors or friends or people in my circle. And sometimes I gotta reach out to those knuckleheads more than I gotta reach out to those people, because people want to understand that. The knuckleheads that I was talking about earlier, sometimes you gotta reach out to them, because they ain't always about you. And then that's when you start growing. When you say these mentors and everything, yeah, I can read, because that's the cop out right there. That's the coping mechanisms. Oh, look, these people, I could use these. These are comfortable. Reaching out to those and having to hear those problems and then helping that person find the solution to those problems, because those problems are life and death. And my problem is something with good mentorship and faith I can get through. It's a big difference.
So you know you're on the Help Oneself Concert Showcase. So the infamous question is, what is one way you have or you can give a message for others to how can they help oneself?
I tell a lot of people, I could joke around, I could say all these things, but I tell these people that faith, there's one thing, and maybe people think you're crazy, the atheist or whatever, wherever you may be, it's okay, man. It's okay, I'm gonna pray for you. That's just me. And I'm not saying that my God is right or your God is right or whoever's God is right. What I'm saying is that there's something out there, or the universe is pulling energy, and whether you want to grasp onto that energy or not, it's up to you, my friend. You know? So I'm gonna grab onto a little bit of that energy today. Recovery is possible for anybody. It could be the homeless guy, and just because, I don't care if you're rich, you're no better than the guy that's, asking for change. That's the same thing. I'm no better than anybody that comes through my center. I'm no better than anybody that I come across, man. I'm a humanitarian, and I love people. I love life. I love God. And I love the ability to share with other people, And I love the ability to come together with different groups of people and share the hope. So I'm very blessed, man. Wish everybody a happy holiday, and thank you guys again for really including me in this. It means a lot, Mel, and you guys are pretty special people, man, so I wish you guys the best. Thank you for real.
I know what it is to drench your pillow some nights with your own tears. And I even know what it is to hope almost against hope that you don't even wake up the next morning. Life can be very difficult, but press on. Press on.
I was
know when you think of self-recovery, it's not really entertaining. But here at the Help Oneself Concert Showcase, we got you covered. Tap in to the Outliers. They know what they're doing.
Outliers. Greed. Yo, yo. Sadi. Love.
There's some places I don't wanna go.
A closed curtain doesn't mean no purpose, just keep soul searching.
Came back stronger ever than before.
Keep going with your teeth showing, just going wherever life is flowing.
We all see some highs and lows for sure.
Rise up, don't stop moving. We manifest all the thoughts that we're choosing.
You're perfect, never mattered who you were.
Every day we are born again. What we do today is what matters most. The God in me is guiding me constantly on this odyssey. Is an odyssey that you don't need two eyes to see, just an odyssey to create, feeling like a prodigy. I gotta take every opportunity. Peace, love, like a unity. We are not a product of our past, but who we choose to be with our present choices. My heart rejoices from hearing voices of my nieces and my nephews, staying away from the evil that men do.
There's some places I don't wanna go.
A closed curtain doesn't mean no purpose, just keep soul searching.
Came back stronger ever than before.
Keep going with your teeth showing, just going wherever life is flowing.
We all see some highs and lows for sure.
Rise up, don't stop moving. We manifest all the thoughts that we're choosing.
You're perfect, never mattered who you were.
Every day we are born again. What we do today is what matters most.
Populations concur, dominating concern. Occupation, love first, translation through words. Wide awake and speaking verbs.
Verse diverse, versatility, no one wants to burst. First off the plan will work, I pamper words from dirt or first like cancer worms. I can't concur, my answer urge similar to nurse or doctor. Can make you this holistic, knowledge with no lisping. Imagine it, fathom it happening. Come trip with me.
There's some places I don't wanna go.
A closed curtain doesn't mean no purpose, just keep soul searching.
Came back stronger ever than before.
Keep going with your teeth showing, just going wherever life is flowing.
We all see some highs and lows for sure.
Rise up, don't stop moving. We manifest all the thoughts that we're choosing.
You're perfect, never mattered who you were.
Every day we are born again. What we do today is what matters most.
So when you give yourself love and you reflect with yourself, you recover yourself. And once you recover yourself, you know your self-worth. You know the value that you carry, the value that you possess. So I want you to give your undivided attention to the activist, Niall Fort, as he activates you with a good word about self-worth.
First and foremost, I just want to show a lot of love and gratitude to my homie, to my brother, to my friend, Martin Soaries.
You know, we used to hoop together back in middle school and high school. It's crazy, you know, that we're full-fledged adults now. So thank you for inviting me to participate in such a dope and creative and also really urgent conversation around self-worth and self-love, especially considering the year that we're all coming out of. You know, I don't have to tell anyone who's watching this video what kind of year we've had, you know, an unprecedented pandemic, experiencing unfathomable grief. And at the same time, we see the continuation of police violence with George Floyd and Breonna Taylor. So we're dealing with so much, looking forward to 2021, and we've experienced so much with 2020 behind us. And so I don't have a lot to say, but I do just want to offer something simple that someone offered to me when I was really struggling to see my own worth. I had a precarious family life at the time, and I was struggling in school, and I was trying to balance so many different things. And I was in a point in my life where I just didn't feel like I was good enough for what I had going on. And my academic advisor invited me into his office. And he said, you know, now I want to tell you something. I want you to remember anytime that you feel this way. He told me the world will conspire to make you feel small. And then he said, your job, your only job, is to not be complicit. And so, you know, when I found myself sometimes to this day feeling like I'm not good enough or insecure, you know, sometimes you don't even know, like from the outside, what someone is really feeling on the inside. And I think we all experience those moments of insecurity, those moments of feeling small where we internalize what the world thinks about us. You know, we live in a world defined by so much oppression, so much suffering. You know, systems that tell women that they're not good enough or they're not as good as men. Systems that say Black lives don't matter. You know, systems that you know, see trans people as less than human. And so whatever your experiences are, whatever your identities might be, I just want to offer to you what was offered to me. The world will conspire to make you feel small. I don't have to tell you that. You already know it. But what I will offer you is to not be complicit. So I hope everybody has an amazing 2021. No matter what we face, I hope that we find ourselves practicing self-worth and self-love because we can't give what we don't have, and we all need love. So let's give ourselves the love so we can show it to others.
Tap into my man Aaron Wells as he dives into your soul with a performance for some self-worth. Go ahead, Aaron.
Stay me high, keep taking me high, high. Lord, you keep taking me high. Come on, keep taking me high, high. Oh, keep taking me high, keep taking me high, high. Oh, 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 oh. Hey Wayne, go ahead, kill him with the vibe one time. Whoa. Up your whole POV and slow, whoa, 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 whoa. Hey, yo, man, I gotta testify. Can I talk to you? Minding inner peace was a key to my thriving. Learn it at yourself, cause the world can't define it. Drop to my knees, that's when he took me high. G's now I'm preaching heat from the street to the quiet. Need to rock a collar, I send chills to their clavicles. Speak Ebonics, but there's life in each grammatic, yo, we all try. All get tested through different avenues, it's supernatural. High qualified through collateral. Now the vantage point is branded, but I stand enjoy authentic. Once you hear these sentences spill off the canvas, boy, I'll never be again. Lord, I like my only friend I ever needed. Now I'm living well, speaking to the brim, take 'em high. Hey, hey, oh, 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 oh. Yeah, yeah. Taking me high, come on, keep taking me high, high, Lord, keep taking me high, you keep taking me high, high, oh, keep taking me high, keep taking me high, high, oh, 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 oh. One more time, say, I'm staying afloat, yeah, yeah, taking me high, high, Lord, keep taking me high, high, oh.
This song is called Fly High.
Yeah, I told myself I can do anything I feel like. Spread my wings, learn how to fly. No limits, I'm reaching straight off the deep end. Wide awake, dreaming. All I have is all I need. All I wanted was what I've seen. Oh, this vision, it's been clear to me. Time to meet who I'm destined to be. Yeah. Don't you be afraid. Come on now. Don't you be afraid. Keep on trying. I don't know what I'm doing. I know what I'm made of. I'm a diamond in the rough. I'm just trying to keep it up. All I wanna hear is well done. All I ask is you comfort me. This ain't easy, not supposed to be. All this vision, it's been clear to me. Time to meet who I'm destined to be. Yeah. Don't you be afraid to fly high. No, it ain't easy, but I'ma keep on trying. Every day. Don't you be afraid. I just keep on trying. Hey. All I know, love won't let me go. I keep holding on. I keep holding on. All I know, love won't let me go. I keep holding on. I keep holding on.
All right, we going. What a money reside. What a money reside. What a money reside. What a money reside.
So if you had the thought prior, or even still have the thought that giving love and talking about love and communicating love is peachy and corny, is not cool, Help Oneself Concert Showcase just proved that wrong. We showed you how to help oneself through music, through entertainment, through singing, through rapping, through poetry, through all types of art, through knowledge, through community, through stories. There's not just one way to help oneself, but the one thing to do is to help oneself. We hope you enjoyed yourself, but we also hope you've been empowered. It's up to us. It's up to you. Help oneself.
I hate to say it. I hope I don't sound ridiculous. I don't know who this man is. I mean, he could be walking down the street. I wouldn't know a thing. Sorry to this man.
Will be drawn. Yes, it will. One of these days, the cloud will be lifted. Yes, it will. Ow!